It's time for Clan War Leagues! What are we seeing in the meta right now? Here are 4 attacks to give you some ideas. Welcome back to the Clash Tips YouTube channel. We have started out our CWL with a bang, and these guys have not disappointed. They have brought their A game. They have brought their triples, and we have CMan starting us off with a Queen Charge hybrid. It's his go-to. It's what he's best at. We just did that Queen Charge hybrid guide. If you want more details on how to do Queen Charge hybrid, go watch that guide. CMan was featured in a lot of those attacks. He does an amazing job at it. Anytime you see a Town Hall in the corner like this and the ability to bring in your hybrid from the side, then this attack will work, and he does an absolutely masterful job in doing it. One of the things that you do have to watch out for whenever you're doing a Queen Charge like this is whether or not that Inferno Tower behind the Town Hall is on single or multi. Fortunately for CMan, it is on multi, and he is going to take down this base absolutely beautifully. Once his queen has gotten most of what she needs to get, he brings down his king from the top with a siege barracks behind, and that's pretty typical with this attack, and then brings in the hybrid from the side, perfectly funneled with his queen. Just an absolutely gorgeous attack. From the timing of the heal spells to the fact that his queen drew out the clan castle, so that way his hybrid would not have to mess with it, putting down that poison at just the perfect time, being multi-focused, using the Warden Tome at the exact appropriate time so that all of his hogs and all of his miners are within that. The siege barracks hogs come out, they take out that eagle compartment, and he still has one heal spell in the back, which he's using right now. He puts down his RC with his hybrid. Again, that's traditional, it's standard, it's rote memory. It's the thing that I really emphasize in this channel, doing the attacks the exact same way every single time. He's preemptively freezing that scatter shot, preemptively freezing that queen so that way she doesn't take out that many hogs, allows his RC also at the same time to take down that queen. His queen is about to die, but she has gotten all the value that she can get on this Queen Charge, and the RC and what's left over with the hogs and the miners are just left to clean up. That's all that they have to do. Love this attack. If this is not an attack that you are using or that you have not tried, it is super powerful, not only in Clan War Leagues, but in regular war and League Wars, and I'm seeing a lot more of it. This next attack coming from the man, Curly himself, he sees perfect pathing for a blizzard, and so he sends in that blizzard. I actually did a video focusing on the blizzard whenever you could take down the Town Hall with that blizzard. This attack is a perfect example of using a blizzard to take down a section outside the Town Hall, not only because you get great value with your blizzard, but also it creates pathing so that way you can send in your heroes to sui the Town Hall. Another very important fact whenever you're doing your blizzard is you have to draw out that CC, especially when you're doing a Lalo. If you do not, that CC will eat up your Lalo. He draws that CC into the corner with a wizard, an archer. He uses that loon to take some of those super minion power shots. And once those super minions are inside the poison, that's when he sends his queen in to take down the rest of the minions. That queen has that OP unicorn, so that way you know that she's going to stay nice and healthy, so that way she can path towards the Town Hall. She's not going to have any issues. He's going to put his king down up top for pathing. He does have a few Teslas that pop up there, which is something you have to be careful of, because obviously you're not going to know that since CWL is a one attack format. But again, just being patient, letting his queen path towards the Town Hall, putting down that ice golem to help protect that queen. Again, this is all super standard. I see Curly do these attacks in the clan. This is not something that he just learned how to do last night. The reason that he's good at it is because he practices. The reason that he can do it is because he's done it time and time and time again until he has that rote memory. Takes down that Tesla, takes down that mortar, and then as soon as his queen reaches the Town Hall, pops her ability. And that is super important because you could have skelly traps that could distract the queen, and you want to make sure that her power shots are not wasted on that skelly trap, but those power shots are going to go directly onto the town hall to quickly take it down. He starts his Lalo in on the other side. He puts one lava hand down in front of his loons, and again, that's not only to protect against defenses, but that's also to soak up traps. There are lots of places on this base where there could be tons of red mines. Typically, those red mines are in the center, but he uses those hounds to protect against that. I loved how he used his Warden Tome. He waited until his loons were just in range of that scatter shot, used his Warden Tome, and then once the Warden Tome wears off, he freezes that scatter shot so that way it will not do any damage to his loons. Also, sending in those headhunters underneath the Warden Tome. Also, that RC is underneath the Warden Tome. Absolutely gorgeous attack and a perfect way to do Blizzard Lalo. This next attack, of course, is my favorite. This is done by Ethan. Unfortunately, I did not 3-star in day 1 of CWL. I too used Super Bowlers. Unfortunately, I was not successful, but starts in by sending in that Yeti in order to protect against that mortar, also to draw out any skelly traps. As you can see on that other side, whenever he put his Warden down, a skelly trap popped, and that could wreak havoc on his Flame Flinger. So super important that you put a ground troop down in front of your Flame Flinger. I love how he tested for that Tesla on the other side with a loon. Absolutely perfect Flame Flinger deployment. He's able to get that mortar down only one shot on his Flame Flinger, which isn't too bad, and he's setting up perfectly for his Super Bowlers to go right down the center. He's going to use a jump spell right on top of that Clan Castle. He's going to use a second jump spell right on top of that Eagle, and his Super Bowlers with his King, his Queen, his Golem, all of that's going to path right up the middle. I love how he uses a Golem in his army comp. I actually use an Ice Golem, but a Golem is absolutely perfect. It stays in front of those Super Bowlers, tanks just long enough in order for them to get in the base so that they have the pathing so that defenses don't tear them up there in the beginning. And then as those healers get underneath that rage, then they keep those super squishy Super Bowlers nice and healthy. I actually want you to notice this second rage that he puts down. He's already put down his jump spells preemptively, but watch this second rage. The second rage is not necessarily for the Super Bowlers because, again, remember, if you have 4 or 5 Super Bowlers, that's 200 troop space that's hitting all of those defenses, and they're going to tear up whether they're under rage or not. Yes, they're going to do a little extra value, but that rage spell is for your healers. He tomes at the exact perfect time. There are going to be lots of air traps, lots of SAMs, lots of red mines. They're going to be right there in the center of the base in order to try to protect against Lalo, against any attack that uses air troops, dragons, and so toming through the middle is of uber importance. Sends in his RC from the side to take out those side buildings, and then his Yetis are funneling on one side. Not funneling, they're actually cleaning up on one side. He has cleanup wizards and a cleanup minion on the other side, while his Super Bowlers have completely gutted the core. And at this point, it's just cleanup. Absolutely textbook way to do Super Bowlers and a beautiful attack. This last attack was done by BattleDad, and it was super interesting to me how he did it. He used his Hydra attack, again, splitting the base in two, and I loved how he did it. He brought in bats on the back end, and again, I could have shown multiple attacks. These were just the ones that were super interesting and that I absolutely loved. Starts that funnel with a Yeti. It's going to take down those mines, and then also at the same time, those Yeti mites are going to take down that archer tower, then brings in his king. It's going to path it directly into that eagle. And again, the purpose of this is not only to take down a super valuable target in the eagle, but also at the same time is to create pathing for his Hydra whenever he's ready to bring it in. He does have a Skelly Trap pop, again, that's standard around the Eagle. Be watching for that. Sometimes players will bring in a Valkyrie or even a Super Valk in order to help protect against that, and then brings his RC in under protection of the Barb King. Oh my goodness, I had a frog in my throat, had to get it out. Maybe a frog is going to be the next OP troop that Supercell gives us. That would be pretty awesome. A frog troop. Starts that funneling in on the other side with a giant and a baby dragon, just to make sure that those dragons stay in a perfect line. Starts on the bottom side with his queen. As you'll notice, she'll go down right here. And the reason for that queen, again, is to keep his dragons going towards the center. The order that he releases his troops is super interesting. Again, I'm a stickler for order, doing things the same way every time. Puts down his loons, puts down his dragons, puts down his Dragon Riders, and then puts in his Loons behind that with his Warden. Early tome, and this I found super interesting. Again, this is very base specific. You can change up your attack based on the base, and I love the changes that he made. Puts down that second rage so that those Loons are seeking ahead, and brings in his blimp from the side. A little risky, but again, the defender is probably not expecting this. The base builder was expecting you to bring in the blimp behind the dragons, but he felt like this was a risk that was worthy taking, and then brings in his bats just to sweep around the backside. He does have 3 free spells in order to freeze up that wizard tower and to freeze up that scatter shot that are in the back end, and those bats absolutely clean up the rest of this base. They take out that wizard tower, take out the archer tower, focus on that scatter shot. Luckily, the scatter shot focused its attention on that minor group of bats instead of the bigger group of bats, but the bats take it out. They take out the air defense. Perfect 3-star, absolutely beautiful. If you're wondering what the meta is, this is it. These are the 4 attacks that I'm seeing the most of. A little variation in some of them, but these are 4 attacks that you too can do. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more OP videos. Also, leave a comment down below. Thanks so much for watching.